Lesson 3.14, Domino Addition. Today's learning target. I can use dominoes to understand even and odd numbers, order dominoes by dot patterns, and find totals using parts and total diagram. The first thing we're going to do is be exploring dot patterns on halves of dominoes. So number one, we're going to look at our dominoes and find all of our dominoes with half blank. That would be dominoes that look like this. One half has nothing and the other half has some dots. There should be 10 of these. Do this now. Now that you have found all of your dominoes that have half blank, we are going to line them up from 0 to 9 dots on one side. So find your first domino that has no dots on either side. That's going to be your first domino. Your first domino should look like this. Now look at all your dominoes and see if you can find one that has one half with no dots and one half with one dot. Do this now. This domino should look like this. Now try to find the rest of the dominoes, increasing the dots all the way up to 9. Do this now. Let's check our work. So boys and girls, as we take a look at our work, we continued and we found a domino that has 2 dots and no dots, and then 3 dots, 4 dots, 5 dots, 6 dots, 7 dots, 8 dots, and 9 dots. Now, boys and girls, we're going to go on to number 3. I want you to take a look at your dominoes and put your dominoes into 2 groups. One group is going to be for even number of dots on dominoes, and the other group is going to be odd number of dots on the dominoes. Do this now. Now that we have done this, boys and girls, I want you to take a moment and turn and talk with your neighbor about some of the patterns that you noticed on the dominoes in each group. Now we are going to look at number combinations on entire dominoes. Boys and girls, right here I have a domino. And if you look at this domino, it has 2 parts. This side has 3 dots, and this side has 5 dots. There is a third number that corresponds to this domino. I want you to think about what is the total number of dots on both halves of this domino. You're right. Our answer is 8. There are 8 dots total on this diagram, on this domino. So boys and girls, now we're going to use our parts and total diagram in order to think about the whole domino and understanding how it has 8 dots. So boys and girls, if we take a look at this part right here, we know that this part has 3 dots. We're going to write that right here on this part of this diagram. And then if we take a look at this half, we know that that half has 5 parts. So on this side of the diagram, we're going to write the number 5. And just a minute ago, you all told me that all together, all the dots on this whole domino is 8. So our total, which goes up in this box, is 8. So we just use a parts and total diagram to show how many dots are on this domino. Let's practice a few of these on the whiteboard in the classroom. For this part of the lesson, we're going to be finding the total numbers of dots on dominoes. We're going to determine if there is more than 10, less than 10, or equal to 10, just by making an estimate. We're going to play a little game. You're going to give me a thumbs up if you think it's more than 10, a thumbs down if you think it's less than 10, or a fist if you think it's equal to 10. Let's look at our first domino quickly, and I want you to think to yourself, without counting, what is your estimate? More than 10, less than 10, or equal to 10? Give me a signal now. Take a look at our next domino and give me a signal. More than 10, less than 10, equal to 10. Okay, let's look at our last domino. And then give me your sign. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or a fist. Now, boys and girls, we are going to practice our skills by working on our math journal. So get out your math journal now, and we're going to open to page 51.